911, what's your emergency?
I'm freaking out. I can't stop watching these videos. This guy won't let me turn it off.
Sir, what are you talking about?
He's this big bald guy. He's raising his hands up in the shape of horns. What is that about?
Oh boy, we've got a code 666.
What the hell is that? Murder! Metal! Mayhem! All right, welcome back. I got another episode of 666 Seconds of Murder for you. So this video will be less than 666 seconds or 11 minutes and 6 seconds. So you know the deal. I'll get through the information as quickly as I can and get you on your way. And just so you know, I'm going to be doing some tweaking to the intros. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a shorter intro, and then I'm going to play the things I've been doing as intros as an outro. So this way, if you want to hear the whole thing, you can hear the whole thing at the end. And then this way, to get to the video quicker, I think we'll have better results that way. So that's a decision I made, and you should see that here in the next couple videos. Hang on for a true crime white knuckle trip with me. Today I'm wearing a band shirt again. This time it's Exodus, and classic American West Coast thrash metal. That's my favorite. Now do me a favor and like this video real quick. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing that before you go. And it's free, and it's a way to help the channel out and the video get out there to more people. Now, I'm sure many of you following the case of the Idaho 4 have wondered about Kaylee's dog, Murphy. I've seen it in the comments, and I figured it was time to do a video about his story and consider what we can learn about it. I mean, does he offer any clues we might have overlooked? I mean, how cool would that be to have Murphy solve the case for Kaylee? That would just be awesome. Now, I did see some research and stumbled on an article about Murphy and his life today with Jack Decor. And Jack was Kaylee's boyfriend for years before they split up, only 3 weeks before the crimes. And in any typical homicide, the partner or ex-partner would be the number one suspect. So I have no doubt that law enforcement did give him a solid look, but he was cleared really fast. And I know there were, FBI on the case, and Idaho State Police was there. The local boys at Moscow PD were doing that investigation, but it still seems like an awfully quick turnaround, a couple weeks, if even that, before he was cleared. So we know Steve G originally had some doubts. Apparently, the rumor was he had him stripped down in front of him so he could examine him for any kind of nicks or wounds on his body. I wish I could a bit of fly on the wall on that confrontation. But, I don't know if they seriously considered Jack. I honestly don't. I don't know much about his family. If he was as well connected and wealthy as the others, I'm not sure. Now, many have speculated that Jack D was involved since Kaylee was moving to Texas with the dog that they both owned. And, that had to piss him off. I mean, to put it mildly. He's been known to make some harsh comments about Kaylee on her social media pages. He's got a bit of a temper. I mean, but does that escalate to the extreme violence, like was done to Kaylee with over 50 wounds on her body? It certainly could be a sign of something simmering below the surface. It also could be nothing more than just petty jealousy. So we don't know. Now, we learned in the court docs that Murphy was found laying on Kaylee's bed on the 3rd floor when the police showed up. And that seems odd to me. I mean, wouldn't he be up and running around being nervous, especially if he was there while all that was going on? I mean, he had to be scared to death and wondering where Kaylee was. So, not to mention with all the people in and out of the house. I mean, anybody who's had a dog knows, that's going to get the dog wound up. Dog's going to come check it out. It's hard to imagine him in a bedroom with the door open and that he would just be sitting there, content. Just seems off. Apparently, no evidence was found on the dog, and that seems weird to me. I mean, it's hard to believe he stayed in Kaylee's room exclusively. I mean, how did he go to the bathroom? Maybe they let him out on the balcony out there. I don't know. Was anybody taking him out and managing to keep him away from those two violent scenes where he could have tracked stuff around the house? Maybe he did track stuff around the house and they cleaned him up. Who knows, right? They were there for 8 hours, 9 hours if you go with my timeline. So they could have done a lot in that amount of time with a group of people. Now, Kaylee and Jack D got Murphy as a puppy in March of 2022. So he would have been about a year old when the crimes went down. He's a golden doodle, a favorite breed among many. My in-laws have a golden doodle named Molly and had Casey before that. And I've seen Molly run around when she gets excited. So I can't imagine Murphy not getting into the red stuff that had to be present. I mean, there just had to be some of that stuff present between the rooms. I'm really having a hard time believing this could have been done that neatly where it only would have been in the two rooms. So what happened? Well, I believe it's a possibility that Jack was there to get Murphy right before this happened and then took him to his apartment. That was a short walk away. And then had him back right before they called 911 and placed him on Kaylee's bed. I mean, this is pure speculation on my part, but I feel it's a logical way that this could have happened. He just took him away. Now, I've heard the various audio recordings from that morning, but, a lot of that stuff's been manipulated. I don't really feel like I can trust any of it, but you can hear, a dog bark on there. You can hear what sounds like a thud, but I don't know if it's real or not. But it's impossible to know if it's Murphy. And I know where I live, when one dog starts barking, several others join in the conversation. So how many other dogs were there in that area? We don't know. Now, law enforcement took Murphy to a local shelter until he could be released to a responsible person. And then his co-owner, Jack Decor, was the person who picked him up later that day. And today he still lives with Jack. Now, Jack set up an Instagram account for Murphy. If you're interested, go check that out. There are lots of pictures, and Jack has included some of the backstory about how he and Kaylee came to meet Murphy. Took a several-hour drive to go get him, and we're both in love with the dog for sure. Now, I do wonder if Murphy was there or not and how that could have impacted the crimes. It's also possible that Kaylee and Maddie had Murphy outside after they got home and Jack was already out there. Who knows? He could have took the dog back to his place for one final night before moving away. And then the dog would have not seen or heard a thing. And if Jack cared for him that much, that's certainly very possible. And not having the dog in the house would have meant no barking, no, getting in the way or anything like that. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, as always. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. It helps the channel grow and the video get out there to more. So do that. And like the other comments and, get some dialogue going between you. It helps. If you like reading dark and creepy stuff, check out my website, PeteAltieri.com. I got short story collections. I've got novels. if you're into horror and thrillers and that sort of thing. I've got free samples so you can read before you buy. So go check it out. And I'll be doing a live this Sunday. That's the 8th of June at 4 p.m. Central, right here on this channel. So make sure you come back and join in on the fun. We've got some good conversation going. And I think I do the Idaho 4 live like nobody else does it. So come on and check it out. Big thanks to all the members in the Horns High Club for your support. You guys are absolutely amazing. I appreciate all of you that follow the channel as well. So without you, this wouldn't be possible. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you like what I do, and drop a comment below. And I'll see you next time.